So there's several different kinds of meditations, two or three different kinds that I do. Um, well, either involving salvia or not involving salvia. And like one is a healing or a blessing, where it's not very cognitive. You're just emoting, receiving, but also emoting positivity. But that's not what I'm going to do today. There's another one is insight, where you want information and it is more cognitive. It's kind of related, I suppose, to divination, but I don't know if it really counts as divination. I don't want to get into that. But so you start out with some kind of question, and then you go within and see what kind of answer you get. So the other day I had this idea that I'm interested in production, like producing other artists to produce, like funding and organizing other people to do artistic endeavors, as opposed to like doing everything myself, which is what I'm used to. So I'm just looking for insight into that topic. So we'll see how it goes. One thing I'm thinking about with production. Oftentimes I start getting information really early, even before I'm high. Sometimes even before I smoke, actually. Just the act of deciding to ritualistically devote a space to a particular topic. I don't know, it changes your orientation to the topic, and you already start getting ideas. Sometimes even before you smoke. Once in a while, I'll even get ideas on a topic before I smoke, and I'm so satisfied with those ideas that I end up not even smoking. I've already got ideas that I want to tell you about, but I'm also just enjoying going within. When I talk, I can still stay in the state, but it's more on a surface level. So what I'm thinking about is that the only real difference between being a producer and being an artist is your tools. See, artists are basically the people you might be hiring to do this or that if you were to put together a show or something, hire people to build an app or start a business that has employees. There's two things there's two things. A, you want to be a good manager and deal with other people with compassion and morality, ethically. That's something that you don't really have to do so much with your tools like a trumpet or a paintbrush. But at the same time, your tools as a conventional artist, like a musician with my trumpet, is you should treat your tools, your inanimate objects, with respect. And so, in a way, the management side isn't that much of a difference. Other people can be intimidating, but you shouldn't. You should just think of them. This is going to sound bad. You should just think of them as tools, just like your instrument, just like a paintbrush, just like your computer. You should always be compassionate towards all of those things. The people you're working with, your audience members, yourself. So in a way, the human side's not much different than what you were already doing as an artist. The main leap is a matter of intimidation and shyness. My trumpet or my computer doesn't talk back. It doesn't look down at me. It doesn't judge me. Other people, maybe they are. That's why working with other people can be so scary, especially if you're in a position of leadership. But ultimately, when you're constructing things, you're still strategically using your tools, the tools that you have, in order to build what it is you want to build. And even when all of your tools are inanimate, you're still giving a certain amount of responsibility to the tools that are around you. So it's its own. Even playing a trumpet solo is a certain level of production in a way. You're giving away responsibility to an object other than your body. Of course, even your own body is also an object that you have to trust and you have to care for, but you also demand things of. The biggest jump with doing something like um, you know, producing a project is that the money that you have to, the upfront money is more than you're usually used to in other forms of art. And either you can find that money or you can't. But other than that, it isn't fundamentally different than doing things yourself. When you tell your arm to do something, you're hoping that it does it. When you build a professional relationship with somebody, with a painter, you're outsourcing responsibility and you need them to perform. But the same thing is true when you outsource responsibility to your trumpet or outsource responsibility to the canvas and the paint and even your arms and your legs. There's always a leap of faith. I'm putting it out there. I'm putting my investment out there, and it's going to work. Or even if it doesn't quite work, what I get back, I'll be able to work with. The artistic process is still the same. You see, this is how insight meditation works. You create a ritual space devoted to your question. One way or another, either with salvia or with not out salvia, You enter a state, sort of a light trance, not real deep necessarily, and then you just receive the answer. And it doesn't have to always work, and the information doesn't always have to be great. Usually it is, though. Usually it's at least interesting and constructive. And you're doing yourself a favor by creating the space devoted to a topic that's important to you.